Okay, so continuing with thyroxine. So again, its function is it plays a vital role in regulating the body's metabolic rate, heart and digestive functions, muscle control, brain development, and maintenance of bones. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa picture below, ito yung symptoms ng merong hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So, yung comparison ng dalawa. So, ang thyroxine, it may look like small part lang kasi 'di ba thyroid gland is in front of our neck. It may look like small lang pero ang laki ng part niya pagdating sa metabolism. Okay, so ito yung comparison ng dalawa. So pag meron kang hypothyroidism, ibig sabihin mababa yung production ng thyroxine mo. Dito kung makikita nyo, intolerance to cold. So, mas prone siya sa lamig. What else? Hair loss. So, lagi siyang, ano ba to? Parang, ito merong increase in weight. So, kasi mababa yung metabolism niya. Extreme fatigue. So, mabilis siyang mapagod. Slow speech, mabagal magsalita, brittle nails and hair, and so on, no? So, madaming nangyayari dyan. What else? Okay, for hyperthyroidism, so dito naman, mataas yung thyroxine production. So, kung makikita niyo sa picture, parang init na init siya, no? So, ganun ang pakiramdam nila. There is bulging of eyes, enlarged thyroid. So, kitang-kita yung pag-enlargement dito sa may neck part. Tachycardia. So, sa tachycardia is, ibig sabihin nito, increase in heart rate. Yung systolic BP niya, mataas. Blood pressure, mataas. Mapapansin din yung weight loss and diarrhea, muscle wasting. Ibig sabihin, dahil mabilis nga yung metabolic rate niya, pag nawala na siya ng carbohydrate sa katawan, yung muscles na yung next na mag-degradation. Okay, so yun. Okay, so we already discussed about the hormones in adrenal cortex, which is cortisol and aldosterone. Again, just a review. Ang cortisol natin is responsible for the stress. Aldosterone is the one responsible for electrolyte imbalance. Sa gonads natin, we have estrogen, which is relatively for females, ang hormones sa secondary sexual characteristics. And then, androgens is mostly for males, sa male sexual characteristic. And, of course, progesterone natin yun sa mga periodic and cyclic katulad ng sa pregnancy and menstruation. And, of course, we already talked about thyroxine, which is found in thyroid. Okay, so now let's move on with itong other hormones, pero under pa din tayo ng anterior pituitary. So we have growth hormone, prolactin, MSH, endorphins, and enkephalins. Okay, so growth hormone, from the word itself, of course, it's responsible for the normal body structure and metabolism. So as seen in the picture here, first picture, yun sa growth. Prolactin. So, ito naman is sa lactation. So, it promotes milk production. Tinatawag din ang prolactin as the milk hormone. So, it's only activated pag na-detect ng katawan that a woman is pregnant. Okay? And after ng delivery ng child, magpo-promote na, ito, tumataas na yung prolactin. Okay, next is MSH, which is short for melanocyte stimulating hormone. Ang melanocyte stimulating hormone is protects the skin from UV rays and nagde-develop ng pigmentation and control of appetite. So, dito sa picture, as you can see, meron tayo, ito yung layers of the skin. And pag ikaw nga daw ay mas maitim, no, mas mataas yung melanin content mo sa katawan compared with those na mapuputi. So, ayan. Madaling tandaan yung sa MSH. Okay, what else? We have endorphins. So, dito, endorphins is a reduction ng perception yung of pain and stress. And then, yung next is enkephalins, which controls levels of pain. Okay? So, again, endorphins, yung perception of pain. And then, sa enkephalins, yung levels of pain. Okay, so we're done with this side. Meron pa tayong sa posterior pituitary sa kabila, no? So, we have oxytocin and vasopressin. Okay, oxytocin, it's a really interesting hormone. Bakit? Kasi it's the hormone that is released and controlled by positive feedback. When we say positive feedback, no, for example, kung makikita nyo sa picture, we have a mother and a child. So, nag-i-increase ang oxytocin both ng babies. There are studies na nag-i-increase ang oxytocin levels of a woman who is a mother during bonding nila with the baby. So, ganun din with a father, no? Meron ding increased oxytocin levels, pero mas mataas daw yun sa babae, sa mothers. Okay, so positive feedback controls key aspects of reproductive system such as the breast and uterus, including birth, childbirth, and lactation, and aspects of human behavior. So, it is increased during bonding, and ang oxytocin natin is also called as the love hormone. So, not only with the mother and child, but every time na, for example, you have a friend and kailangan niya ng bonding, or sa kayo ng friend mo, parang may problema siya. So, every time that you comfort him or her, tataas ang oxytocin level. And if you are in a relationship, cuddling and snuggling are also part of bonding. So, you have increased oxytocin level. Okay? And we have vasopressin. So, vasopressin is an antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. So, it plays a key role in maintaining osmolality. When we say osmolality, ito yung concentration of dissolved particles such as salts and glucose. Okay? So, it maintains volume of water in extracellular fluid. So, bakit natin nasabi siya related to osmolality? Because salts and glucose attracts water. Okay? So, ito yung fluid space that surrounds the cell. Extracellular. Outside the cell. Okay. So, madali lang tandaan kasi ito yung mga ilalagay natin siguro sa exam. Like, what is the antidiuretic hormone? ADH. Love hormone is oxytocin. Increased during bonding, etc. So, aside from those that we discussed from here, sa hypothalamus, no? Meron din tayo sa baba yung sa adrenal medulla, and also in pancreas. So, ang adrenal medulla, ang nire-release niyang hormone is epinephrine. And then, sa pancreas, ang nire-release niya ay glucagon and insulin. Okay, so unahin natin yung sa adrenal medulla. So, ang epinephrine, ito ay released during times of adrenaline. So, during strong emotions such as fear or anger, during fight or flight reaction. Okay, so bakit, kailan nare-release yung fight or flight reaction, no? fight or flight reaction happens during times of stress. So, for example, nagkaroon ng recently, Typhoon Ulysses, no? Nagkaroon ng baha. So, dito sa bahay, hindi namin ina-expect na mabubuhat pala namin yung ref namin. So, yan yung mga times na fight or flight reaction, no? In terms of survival. So, kung halimbawa nagkaroon ng sunog, so, lahat ng mga TV nyo, nadala nyo bigla, hindi nyo ina-expect na kaya nyo palang dalhin. So, yan yung mga examples ng in times of adrenaline. So, what else? Pag kayo hinabol ng aso, so, mapapatakbo ka talaga ng napakamabilis. So, yan, no, nag-i-increase yung hormone na yan, epinephrine. Okay, so moving on with, sa pancreas, we have insulin and glucagon. So, we are very much familiar with this hormone. So, ang function ng insulin, yung first natin, is blood glucose regulation. So, it helps take in glucose to be used as energy. So, every time that there is increase in blood glucose, so again, repeat ko, every time there is an increase in blood glucose na detect ng katawan, ang pancreas will release insulin, which is a hormone. And then, glucagon on the other hand, ang purpose niya is the opposite of insulin. So, kung si insulin, every time there is an increase, no, of blood glucose, siya ang na-activate. Ang glucagon naman, it is released every time that there is a decrease, yung pagbaba ng blood. So, prevent niya na it prevents blood glucose from dropping low. So, yan. Okay, so other chemicals that make you happy. So, ito yung tinatawag natin kanina, no, based from Becker, yung number 5, those with multiple functions. So, for example, ang serotonin natin, serotonin, it's a mood stabilizer and more sensitive to diet than any other neurotransmitter. So, ayan ang serotonin. So, siguro, serotonin is activated especially pag kayo ay happy after eating, no? Pag sarap na sarap kayo sa pagkain. Okay, next we have dopamine. So, etong dopamine is tinatawag na reward chemical and it is released during pleasurable situations. So, for example, when you were a kid, no, pag binigyan kayong chocolate, so as a reward. So parang ang saya-saya, no. Sabi nila when you eat chocolates daw, you have increased dopamine. Okay, oxytocin, again, it's a love hormone. So it is actually it increases during released during sex, childbirth and lactation. So because of sabi nga natin kanina, during bonding, mayroong increase of oxytocin. And then, of course, as a review, ang endorphin natin works as a painkiller and it is also released after exercise. Okay? So, I think that's my last slide. So, thank you. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me or message me through Messenger. And these are some of my references that I used. So you can use this or go to this site, www.yourhormones.com, to have more information about hormones. So ilan lang yung mga na-discuss ko, but they are the major hormones released in your body. Okay.